Welcome to the show, Ball Sports, with me, Matt Mascarenas, your host. We're just gonna jump right into it. We're not gonna mess around as I lose everything here. Um, oh no, what is happening? All right, we're rolling. Real quick, if you want to get at I falling off. Things are the internet is taking a dump on me, which is crazy because I have everything plugged in. That is what's going on. But anyway, we're gonna get right into it. If you follow the show, want to follow us here at e5280sports.com, you can do that on X at 5280 Sports Radio. You can follow me at Matt Mascarenas 1, IG at House Dad Matt. That's where I do all the stuff on IG, the stuff that I do anyway. But anyway, if you want to get with it's just crazy because everything was going good for the past half hour that I've been testing and loading things, and as soon as I press play or go live, this is what happens. But I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. We got blogs, articles, more podcasts, more content at the website, and you can follow that. You can check that out at e5280sports.com is where you get that. But without further ado, check that out right there. If you're watching, which that's the only way you can consume this, that's Caitlin Clark, number 22, Iowa, point guard, all around GOAT player, just all around GOAT. Last night, what Caitlin Clark did was she broke the scoring record, which was held by Kelsey Plum, 3,527. She did it with 3,569 with a career high of 49 points. 49 points. And she did it with the first 8 points of the game. Is how she did it. Now my question is Caitlin Clark the greatest college basketball player of all time? I mean, not only women's basketball player, but just greatest basketball player of all time. Certainly offensive basketball player. What she does offensively on the court, her numbers, she's going to break another record. She's 80 points away from Lynette Woodard to break her to that's the all-time scoring record, which is 3,649. And then, I don't know if she can pull off beating Pistol Pete Maravich, which is the all-time college scoring leader with 3,667. That's if she decides to come back, but who knows? I mean, I think she has a handful of games. Iowa has a handful of games left, and who knows? Maybe she might, do something then. We'll see. We'll see. But what she has done to this point in her career, what she has done in her college career in the realm of college sports, college basketball in particular, men or women, in my opinion, is pretty freaking it's pretty special. You can't even because the defensive things won't even get looked at because what she does offensively is so great. It'll be difficult to see the defensive things or to look at that and be like, pick that out and say, oh yeah, that's a part of her greatness because of the offensive things that she's done. They're so great. If you watch her play, my wife and I are huge fans of her. My wife loves college basketball. She loves Caitlin Clark. We got matching shirts. We got all that good stuff. It's adorable. But I've watched just to see what she's Steph Curry-esque with the way she shoots the ball and the way she plays basketball. It's like watching Steph Curry. And her talent wise and everything surrounding that is that level. That's where she's at. Is Steph Curry. There's not anybody else like her in this world other than Steph Curry. I'm not going to say that she can hold her own. I mean, I want to. I feel like offensively she could, play in the NBA, but I'm not going to go that far yet because I think what she can do, whether she decides to come out or stay in, because like she has that COVID year. She has the COVID year, and I guess it would depend on if Iowa wins the championship this year, which they have a really good shot at doing that. They really do. That team is a good team, not just with Caitlin Clark scoring 30 plus points every night, but you got so many other options on that team, and then the way they play basketball with Lisa Bluter, with the way she pushes those girls and has them set up, it's great. You got Stuckey down low that can score 30 plus points. That's that can match or cancel, if they go up against an LSU, which has been kind of struggling this season, not being not up there where they need to be. So if just right now you got Stanford that can probably match up, but then there's really not another player outside of in South Carolina, Don Staley's got going on. But team wise, I just don't, from what I have seen, the finals, the women's finals is the bracket that is going to be the most competitive this year. Now I'm going to get into the college basketball or the men's side at some point, but right now the women's side is I mean, you got Colorado still there, Stanford, like I just said, LSU. There's so many other teams, Nebraska, which just beat Iowa. If we're looking at the conference tournaments coming up, we're only couple weeks away from those. So there's really, if you're not watching women's college basketball in general, but women's college basketball right now, it is extremely exciting, and it has a lot to do with what Caitlin Clark's doing. I freaking love it. I just love it what she's doing, and she's making fans out of so many people. It's cool to see the little girls behind her asking her for autographs. Maybe not the right time, but still, it's cute. It's adorable to see that, and I love what she's doing. So great to see that. Moving right along, the Genesis Open at the Riviera, at the Riv. I don't know if I can call it the Riv. I don't know if I can do that. Can I call it the Riv? Am I not special enough to call it the Riv? Just kicked off yesterday. Tiger Woods is out there teeing off for the first time. And I don't think he even played last year. Did he play last year? Did he play this tournament last year? I don't think he did. I think he was hurt and he just did that's a wrap. But I could be wrong. I can't remember. But the thing that's missing this season is you're missing John Rahm. You're missing Terrell Hatton. You're missing guys like that just jumped over to the Live Golf Tour. So, John Rahm, I don't know if he misses this tournament as much as he misses the Waste Management Open, which, real quick before I move on to the Genesis and what we're talking about, the Waste Management Open. I don't know. I don't know if I covered this on Monday. I don't think I did. I think I was mostly Super Bowl on Monday, but the Waste Management Open, I don't know if you can you can get that tournament back. I don't know if you can ring it back in because it is loosey goosey, and it is getting even worse, and it gets worse by the season, by the year. You saw guys go off. Zach Johnson went off, or was it Adam Scott? Was it Adam Scott? I can't. He went off. A couple other guys went off that were grumpy. Scotty Scheffler was saying that he's kind of sick of it. There's just, and then if you looked at I don't know if you guys, how many of you actually follow golf. I'm hoping that if you're watching this and I put this out, that you know that I love golf. So you're a golf fan as well. But watching some of the things that these guys were doing now, in the past, it's been, to boo on the 16th, that arena, that par three they have there. It's in the past, it's been, what they do is they boo, they get involved, the fans get involved, they throw things. There, it's a little bit more it's a little bit more Happy Gilmore ish than any other golf tournament on the PGA Tour, any other. And this time around, it fully jumped the shark. You're looking Caddyshack 2. I mean, that's what you're looking at right now. And I'll talk about the Live 2 more this year, or this season, I should say, on this show, and I might even do a golf specific show. I don't know, who knows. But the thing that I couldn't stand is the humanity. Looking at the human race in that element at the Waste Management Open was disgusting. You had people peeing and pooping on themselves. You had people just sitting there peeing out in the middle of the Open with just, they're getting so drunk that they can't even stand up straight. And that is a terrible example of the golf fan. I don't even know what you call that. Do you call those people golf fans, or do you call those people just there looking for a good time? When you get that freaking hammered, that you're sitting on a stool. There's a video of a guy sitting on a stool pissing himself, just sitting there, and just urine running down himself and his legs. And I don't know if he can't get up. I don't know if he doesn't, maybe he thinks he's standing up. I don't know what it is. And then everybody falling down in the mud. You don't know if it's crap or if it's mud. You don't know if it's human feces or a mixture of mud. It was just so disgusting. And then the puking, it was gross. And then people screaming and yelling. And you're even seeing a little bit of that here at the Genesis and the Riviera, where people are talking, especially with Tiger Woods crowds, which I can't stand anymore. They're going to talk, they're going to chirp, and you can tell that a lot of them aren't comfortable with really getting in there, because they don't know where Tiger's at. They don't know where Tiger's at. And number two, they're a little bit nervous after seeing what happened at the Waste Management Open. So I look at it as the Waste Management Open, as I'm pretty sure that next year you're going to see, they stopped serving alcohol at one point. They just said, "Nah, we're done. We're not going to serve alcohol." At one point, that's what they said. They shut it down, and then people got mad at that. People got pissed off. But anyway, the Genesis Invitational, I keep calling it the Open. Patrick Cantley 7 under. Connor Davis is 6 under. Jason Day is 6 under. List is 6 under. Hogue is 5 under. Spieth 5 under. Spieth was on fire for a while yesterday. Ricky Fowler 1 under. Tiger Woods +1 at 49. Justin Thomas +1. Rory McIlroy +3. Thomas and McIlroy, they didn't have a very good day. Tiger Woods, you take out, I think he made three or four bogeys yesterday. If I can pull up his scorecard here, he was making birdies, but he was going backwards with the bogeys, and Justin Thomas, he looks like I think we're just going to call him the scrambling man from now on, because I think that's what his game is right now. He's just playing that scramble game. So we'll dig in more to the actual golf and the golfers that are in these tournaments going forward. But today, I was just really looking for a reason, an excuse to talk about this. I don't know. See, like I said, I'm old school, but I don't know if anybody's seen this. Along with Tiger Woods in the Genesis Invitational, Tiger also released. If you don't know, Tiger and Nike, they are no longer partners. And this is where Tiger went. Sunday Red is his deal. Now, I don't know about there. People are comparing this to the Slazenger logo. They're comparing it to a little bit to the Puma logo. But you can see here that the shirts, the logo at the bottom, I don't like this. I don't like this here. The logo isn't terrible, but it could be better. Like a lot of us were thinking or hoping that it was going to be some type of a silhouette, like a Jordan. But then if you did that, then it would be too close to a Nike knockoff or a Nike mindset. And I think that's what the whole Tiger Woods brand is trying to get away from the Nike and be their own thing. So I'm going to probably get this hoodie. That hoodie's pretty nice. I'll probably get a hat. And if the shirts, if the fabric, if I get an opportunity to play with it and touch it, I might grab a shirt. But you for sure, I'm going to get a hat. But overall, my overall first opinions on the Sunday Red outfits are lame and L. L for lame, L for loss, I guess you could say. But like I said, if they fit right, if they look good, I guess. I mean, if they're comfortable, I'm all about comfortability. Okay, I'm all about comfortability. But the first initial impression just bleh, is bleh. But I thought that was funny, and I thought I'd share that with y'all. If y'all, my golf fans that are watching, you know, they I don't know. Tell me how you feel. If you're watching, leave me a comment, or shoot me a post on Twitter or X. I don't know. I'm gonna go both ways for a while, on what to call that thing, or leave me a comment in one of the sections here, whether it's on YouTube or Facebook or X, and I will get back. Let me know what you think about the Tiger Woods Sunday Red gear, because I think it's kind of bleh. The NBA All-Star weekend is this weekend. Now, I don't know where you sit on the All-Star breaks or the All-Stars in general. This one used to be one of my favorites because I love the skills competitions. I love the 3-point contest, and then the dribbling and the passing. That was always good. That was always fun for me to watch. I enjoy that. And then, you know, the game. Yeah, I don't know. I watched the game. It was fun to watch. The 90s was fun to watch. The 80s, you know, the ones that I can remember watching, you know, I was still kind of young guy and young kid in the 80s. So, but I do remember watching All-Star games. I do remember watching late 80s, early mid 90s, watching All-Star games with Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, Reggie Miller, Michael Jordan, you know, Shaquille when he came back around, or when he started to come up, I should say. A Kobe, you know, late 90s, early 2000s when he started to come around. I remember the first All-Star game. But I used to really, you know, watch the games, but they have since changed, and I'm not going to go into all the what they are, what they could be. When they get competitive in the fourth quarter, it's kind of fun, but for the most part, it's not fun. The game in particular hasn't been fun. So the dunk contest has not been fun. And the biggest reason why it hasn't been fun is because the guys that you want to see in it don't go in it, don't participate anymore. I don't even know who's participating in the dunk contest this year. I don't even know. I don't even know if I should know, because it's it's that far, it's that much that I don't even care, that I don't even know. I don't even care to look it up. Or I could look it up right now and tell you, but I don't care what unless, and I know his old ass is probably not going to do it, but unless you get LeBron James in the dunk contest, I don't care about it. You know, John Morant and Anthony Edwards, you know, guys like that. And if they're in the dunk contest, then I'm an idiot. Again, all reaction, no research. But the dunk contest has not been good in a long time. And I'm totally old fogey, get off my lawn on this situation, where it's we don't even know what a 10 dunk is anymore. There's too much prop. There's too many props. There's too many you lob it to me. There's too many, you know, there's just we've gotten so crazy with the prop dunks that those have, blown out. And if you don't use a prop or do something outrageous, a simple dunk where you come up and because my favorite dunk was because understanding what a dunk is when you would take it and throw it down and like end up with your elbow down and like boom, like that. Like that was a dunk that I love. The 360 dunk, when you turn when you jump straight up and you spin 360 and you dunk it. Like that used to be good because to understand body control on a straight up jump and a spin, that's something that was special to me. When you threw something off a backboard, it was a violent jam coming. It was a violent stuff that was going to come. It was something that you were a lob off a backboard. I remember it was a toss high off the backboard, and it was like I'm coming, whether it was a two-hand slam coming like that, or it was a one, you get up and you throw it off and you catch it and the one-hander. I was a monster on 8-foot hoops. I just want to tell everybody. If you can't tell, I was a monster on 8-foot hoops. So that's what I hate to see somebody jumping over somebody. That does nothing for me. I hate to see somebody taking the ball off of somebody's head and that nothing. I just don't know and I could look at YouTube, I could pull up Instagram and see some dunks there where some people are getting creative and the through like athleticism and difficulty are something that I like to see. And just I don't think prop dunks are difficult. I don't think prop dunks show athleticism. I mean, yeah, you could say, yeah, jumping over something is impressive while trying to dunk. Okay. But gosh, man, I remember the up and under. I remember one of my favorite dunks was, I can't remember who did it, but I don't even know if it was somebody famous. But one of my favorite dunks is you come up, touch the backboard here in the air on one side and swing it around and dunk on the other side. That stuff, like, to me, is impressive. Suspending gravity is what I like out of a dunk. And I don't know, man. I don't know. Yeah, I don't care about it, but I'll be sitting there in the corner with my hat down like this, real low, like looking for an excuse to change it over. I even might have my zipper hoodied up, all up, like hiding, like I'm hiding from, but I'll flip over and watch it. I'll be looking at it. Oh, and then I'll probably see some lame dunk, and I'll probably go, "Oh, that was nice," and I want to be inspired to tweet it. Yeah, I mean, I'm probably gonna do that. I know I'm gonna do it because I'm a. I just right now, looking forward. I used to look forward to it, and I don't. I'm gonna watch the 3-point the shootout. I'm gonna see what Steph has going on. Who else is in that? I think one of the girls or the women from the WNBA is going to be involved too. And another thing too with like I said it earlier, I'm going to start. I've watched WNBA. It's not bad basketball. I enjoy watching basketball for the game, and that's why I love women's college basketball. That's why I love women's high school basketball. I love high school basketball in general. The men and the boys, the college. I love that all. And then the NBA aspect of it, I do too. But then there's also the professional stuff that gets involved. So I think showing the WNBA and the NBA players, giving them an example of what they can see, and is pretty special. And I think, going back to the Caitlin Clark thing, it would be cool and I doubt it can happen because she's right in the middle of her season, and it wouldn't be fair to her, and it wouldn't be fair to her teammates, and it wouldn't be fair to her team in general. The school and all that stuff. If she went, it would be a cool story. It would be fun. But the fact that I feel like they're focused on things, but it would be cool to see her because I think she can light it up, man. I think she can light it up. But Yeah, if you're looking forward to the All-Star break, the All-Star game, like I said, I'll watch it. It's going to be entertaining. The Celebrity All-Star game should be entertaining. You got Stephen A. Smith and Shannon Sharp um, going at it as far as coaches go. That's sports entertainment in itself right there. So it'll be a good sports entertainment show. Like I said, I'll be sitting there hiding, watching it, unless I figure out something else to do. But moving on, the NBA is at the All-Star break. Are there any surprises? Or is there anything that you have seen to this point that you weren't expecting to see from the NBA, that you weren't expecting to see from some teams? Like Milwaukee, for example, looks like dog doo-doo. Doc Rivers is probably contemplating whether or not he should have left the booth and should have stayed with Doris Burke calling games, because that team, man, I thought that team with Dame Lillard, you add Dame Lillard, you add that element to that team with Giannis, but they lost Drew Holiday. Like I think if you really look at it, I don't know if that's a big addition by subtraction with when you look at Dame for Drew, because of the defense that Drew brought. Because Dame's not going to D you up like Drew. I mean, you get situational Dame defense, but it's for the most part Dame's not there for his defense. And then when they fired the coach, when they fired Griffin, they were 3 games out of first. Now they're 8 or something like that. Like, it's wild. And they lost to a Memphis team that had G Leaguers that had 10-day contracts up the yin yang. Like, that whole team was just not with guys that aren't going to be playing there. Could not. There's a chance that they might even be on the team in a couple days. It's crazy how bad that they look last night with Dame and Giannis, and a chance to win or chance to tie it at least. Was it tie it or win at the end? And that possession looked like dog doo-doo. Then let's look at the Denver Nuggets. Like, I'm here locally, Mile High City, Denver, Colorado. I'm a huge Nuggets fan. I'm more of a Nuggets. I'm a Homer Nuggets fan. If there's any type of homer that I have, I'm a Nuggets fan homer. I'm a big time homer with the Nuggets. They look like ass. They're playing dog doo-doo basketball right now. But the difference with it, and what's funny, here's what's really funny. If you dig into the stats, I would put them up, but I don't have I don't have a guy to do that. I don't know how to do that. Look them up. There's Google out there for a reason. Like you don't come here for the stats. I may have some stats, I'll throw them out there, but you don't come here for the stats. Let's just say that. There was something that I saw that they're actually better, maybe not league wide, but like as a bench and where they were as far as games and all that stuff. Last year they were around the same time, same thing. Like, if you look at last year's team and you look at this year's team, the same problems. The bench, the non-Jokic minutes, the fouls, the non-fouls, the foul, they're like 28th in the league when it comes to free throw attempts. All that stuff is the freaking same. All of it's the same. The only thing that's different is that we've seen this Nuggets team just do what they do in the playoffs. We've seen them turn it on in 7-game series and win. We saw them sweep the Lakers. Their toughest series was Phoenix and Minnesota. Other than that, they're barely getting one game, and in those games, it's not like you ever had a doubt. Nikola always took over. Jamal always took over, and the Nuggets right now look like they're hurt. I think Joker's a little bit hurt, more hurt than we would think or we would hope that he wouldn't be hurt. You know what I'm saying? Jamal Murray's been hurt the entire season. I think that knee might be giving him a little bit more trouble. That's firing up other things. So, and then you got new injuries with KCP. Michael Porter Jr. is going to Michael Porter Jr. Like I always say, if he didn't do the grimy hustle 50-50 stuff, he would drive me absolutely insane. But I love him. Aaron Gordon's going to do what Aaron Gordon does. The bench is the bench. There's people complaining, going crazy that Gillespie's playing, and that Michael Malone loves the shorter, light skinned guards, and they can't get away from him. You should have Pickett playing, Stroud, whoever you're going to put there. That Holiday was getting minutes. There's a pretty good Michael Malone has a pretty good idea of who that bench and what that bench is going to look like in the playoffs. We're just trying to get there. I mean, it's crazy to me that some of the people that cover this team don't understand this team and don't know what they're looking at. And you can call it raw emotion, wear your emotions on your sleeve, but some of you, my God, I hope you have other things to take your mind away from your work, because if that's how you live your life with other things, I pray for you, because my goodness, it is rough. It is rough if you're reacting over a team that is obviously mailing it in, that is obviously just like they don't care. Nikola Jokic doesn't care about an MVP. This, like, the MVP race is getting fired up, and then Nikola Jokic, Captain Save a Jokers are out there again, and I'm one of those guys. But I don't need. There's no reason that. Look, I look at Joker, and there's no reason for us to go and defend him. He's got. We don't need to defend that guy anymore. I will if he needs us, if necessary, but he doesn't need us to do it anymore. And I'm not saying stop, because I understand the love and the fandom, but the dude's a back-to-back MVP. He's gonna win the MVP this year, because there's nobody that's gonna be better. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is not gonna take it from him. Luka's not gonna take it from him. Who's the other cat? The cat in Boston. Oh crap! I could picture his face. I could picture his number and everything. Oh my gosh. Anyway, they're not. Those guys aren't going to do enough. They're not going to do enough to do. It's not going to happen. And Joker doesn't want it. Like, he doesn't want anything to do with it. Then you got Kendrick Perkins coming out there doing the same things that he does over and over again. It's just like the same old. But the thing is, the Nuggets don't care. Michael Malone doesn't care. Joker doesn't care. And I'm fine. I don't care. They're get healthy. Get healthy. I don't see any other team in this league, in the NBA, outside of the Los Angeles Clippers, and that is a slimmer glimmer of hope that you can take from what the Clippers are doing and what they can do. But there's still no guarantee that those guys are going to be healthy. None. There's still no guarantee that Harden's going to stay locked in the way he's locked in, and Westbrook's going to stay locked in the way he's locked in, and they're going to keep doing the things that they're doing. There's no way to know that, because it's never happened before. We just saw the Denver Nuggets do what they did in the way that they did it, which gives me no worry, no stress, no nothing, that when the playoffs start, you got to beat Denver in the Western Conference. You got to. It goes. I don't know where they're going to, because I think that they can finish in the top 3, and still, like, it's going to come through Denver. You're going to have to come through Denver, and I'm not. The cream's going to rise to the top. Everything's going to mix out. Everything's going to balance out. I'm telling you, it is, and I'm not worried about it. As long as there's no major injuries to these guys, I'm not worried about it. I'm not. I just think that this Nuggets team is on a different level. It's on a different stratosphere than these other NBA teams right now, and what they have done and what they have been doing to get to this point in the playoffs, and the waiting for Jamal to get healthy, waiting to have this and that. That bench is going to be fine. They're going to figure it out. It's figured out already. We're just getting through the season. I know Bruce Brown's not there, but the same bench with Bruce Brown in there, this bench is better this time last year than last year's bench was, if that makes sense. It's just crazy. And then the other big story, so you have the two big teams. Milwaukee was the one that was looked at as going to be, especially getting Dame, going to be that team in the Eastern Conference. In the West Conference, the Denver Nuggets, like I just said, I just went over through that. I think they're going to be fine. I think they will be. And Boston, I don't know what Crazy Joe's going to do over there. I kind of like the moxie and stuff that he's got going, but it's just it's the in-game stuff that I don't know. I don't know what he's going to do. I like him snapping back and in the press conferences and stuff like that, but he's doing it because of the things that the decisions that he's making on the floor. Boston has a good shot. I would love to see a Boston Nuggets finals. I was hoping it was going to be a Boston Philly finals, but that's not going to happen. Some more crazy stories that were that revolved around the trade deadline that are coming to light is LeBron James was I guess they were talking about, some teams were talking about trading for LeBron. Philly called or inquired about LeBron. And then the Lakers, as they should, have asked about Embiid, because if there's going to be a trade for Embiid or for LeBron, you would think Embiid would be involved. There's no, or Anthony, like it would be weird trade for Philly to acquire LeBron. It would be weird. You don't think there's no shot Maxey stays there? There's no shot Harris stays there. Jason Tatum, that's a dude's name from Boston. Duh. It just popped into me. Anyway. Then there was talks about him going to Golden State to go pair with Curry, LeBron. They had to check if it was okay with LeBron. Doesn't sound like it worked out. Like, what would a trade like that look like? And I guess the Rockets even inquired about LeBron and Anthony Davis, and then even inquired about Kevin Durant, Bradley Beal, and Booker. Like, all these stories are coming out, and it's crazy because, especially Houston, you have Udoka there. You have a good solid core. That team's going to be okay. That team's just going to be just fine. Why are you going to try to go with the old model and try to bring a superstar or superstars in to give this guy, like, just stay with the model is present. The model is present going forward. It's the Denver Nuggets model. The superstar model's done. It's not going to work anymore. The model is and I know it sounds crazy, but I'm looking at Houston, the Pistons. Yeah, I know. I still think there's a plan in place for that to really, really flip. And if that gets going and that gets clicking, look the hell out. I'm telling you, look out. What they're doing in New Orleans. The Magic. There's a lot of these young teams that are building cores, that are getting these draft picks. It was a good draft this year. There's a lot of good, solid core players out there. Minnesota, I think, and I'm not going to say I'm surprised they didn't trade one of those bigs, but I think later one of those bigs, whether it's Gobert, I think it's going to be Cat. That gets traded out of there for more value, more depth, or even maybe a big trade to throw in there, maybe a big guard or something like that to go throw in a meat shield like that or something. A multitude of things that can happen with the trade like that with Cat. The New York Knicks is another team that I really didn't even mention, and there was even smoke to that LeBron that you might even see him talk about getting traded over there. That team's roster is loaded, but it's hurt. Everybody's hurt over there. That's the only team that I can see that got better from the trade deadline. There was nothing. The trades were kind of stinky. There was nothing really out there. Nothing. Last year the Lakers got extremely better on the trade deadline. Now we're looking at the buyout market. Spencer Dinwiddie's going to go to the Lakers. Does that give them the guard that they've always wanted? Does that add to it? We'll see. But who knows? It's going to be a fun time. After the All-Star break gets over with, the All-Star game and all that mumbo jumbo. It's going to be fun. but the NBA is going to, and I'm ready too. And I know we're going to get into the draft and the football and the scouting combine. The in my opinion, the worst time in football, the worst thing in sports is the overvalue of draft picks, overvalue of football players. And I think the whole thing with the draft, as I get out of here, is I'm going to close on the draft just because it popped up. And I saw something. Jimmy Garoppolo got dinged for substance. I don't know, 2 games or 3 games. So if you're looking for a bridge quarterback, you're going to have to. If you go with Jimmy G, you're going to have to wait 3 games. It looked like something like that. Anyway, but the evaluation, the draft evaluation, I love the way Sean Payton put it, and I think that's why this is the way. And I think that the analysts and the people that do the draft, they do hard work. They do a lot. They give a lot of counsel. They give a lot of advice to people. But when it really comes down to it, if you love a guy, especially in the first round, if you love a guy and that's your guy, go get him. Go get him, man. If you love him, go get him. And I think that's what I think that's how you do the draft. You know, if you got a player of need and you love him and he's there, get him. Doesn't matter what everybody else thinks about him. If you want him, and you go get him. I've always said that. So we'll see. We'll look into the over evaluation of players. The people talking about, there was a video about Pat Mahomes, how so many people were talking about how bad he is, or he's not going to be good, and he did this skill set doesn't translate, blah 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 blah. And Merrill Hodge is one guy that gets a lot of these guys right. He was going in at Caleb Williams saying he wasn't bad, but he's one that gets a lot of guys right. But they were just showing videos of people saying that Pat Mahomes' feet were bad, he wasn't, his processor, all that stuff, blah 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 blah. And then now look at him, the youngest GOAT conversation guy that we can think of. So that's why I just, it's a job. It's there for people to do, but I just don't put a ton of value in it because of how many times these people are wrong in the evaluation and the analysis of football players and players in general and professional athletes. So with that, I'm going to get out of here. Thank you for tuning in and watching me on a fun day, Sunday, Friday. Well, it's Friday. Fun day, Friday. I'll catch you guys next week. Hope you have a good weekend. Whatever it is that you're doing, have fun. Peace out.